So by now you've probably seen all those AI generated videos all over your social media feed, and some of them have been getting millions and millions of views and tons of engagement. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a Sora 2 content factory, which is actually going to be able to generate those AI videos for you and then also auto-publish them to your social media, in this case being Instagram or YouTube. So there are two parts to this system, the Airtable database and the n8n workflow that you can see on screen. You can download both of them from the description below, so you can follow along and start generating these AI videos for yourself and publishing them to social media. So let's get straight into this then. You can see there's two parts. So we have the Sora 2 text to video section, and then we also have the Sora 2 image to video section. They're both using Sora 2. They're just slightly different setups, which I'll show you in Airtable in a second. We've then got our create post section down here, which we're going to be using the Blotato, I believe it's called, API. Really easy to set up. So we're going to be going through that as well. So let's head over to the Airtable database and I'll show you how this system actually works. So in the Airtable database now, you can see I've got two examples here for you. One for the image to video and then one for the text to video. But I'll just take you through this Airtable database now. Got a few different things here. So we've got the title, the copy section, the image, the video prompt, the video URL, the aspect ratio, so we can actually choose whether we want a landscape video or a portrait video. And then we've got the quality section, so HD or standard. And then we've got two buttons here, so create text to video or create image to video. When you create a new bit of content, you can see that the status is automatically set to review. All you then have to do is just come in here and type in a video prompt, set your aspect ratio and your quality, and then click either of these buttons. If you click the image to video button without an image, then it won't work. So you need to make sure you upload a first frame image. But I'm just gonna copy and paste this video prompt into here and actually just let's generate a portrait video HD, and we'll just click create text to video for now. So while that's generating, we've got a few different views in the sidebar here. So if we were to approve a bit of content, it would vanish from the create section and it would move into the approve section. So in the approve section, we've got a formula which is called ready to post and then a post date. So I'll show you an example here. When we approve a bit of content, we want to schedule our post. So we would come and click a post date, so a post date and time. For this example, I'm just going to put the post date in the past, and you'll see the ready to post formula change to post now. So if I just put it a couple days ago, you can see the ready to post formula swapped to post now. So what that's actually going to do is it's going to trigger a webhook in our n8n and post our post for us on our chosen social media platforms. Then once it's posted, this will be updated automatically to published and your post will end up in here. So I'm just going to delete that for now. You can see that it goes back to wait. And we'll just put that back to review. So yeah, we've got a few different automations in this Airtable database. Again, these are all just calling the webhooks in n8n. So we've got 3 webhooks here and we've got 3 actions here. So we're still waiting for this video to generate. I'm just going to head over to n8n and see what's going on here. So the execution is running. So while that's running, I'm just going to give you a bit more of a detailed breakdown of what we've got going on here, and actually how to set this up for yourself. So What you want to do is you just want to install this into n8n and get the Airtable database set up. And then we've got a get a record module here. So once you've got your Airtable connected to your n8n, you just want to make sure that you select the base in here and the table content. Record ID you don't need to touch. And then moving on, we've got the create video part. So this is actually where we're going to be calling the Sora 2 API. We're doing this with Kai AI, I believe. Kai AI, I think that's how you pronounce it. But if you haven't got a Kai AI account, head over to Kai AI, get your API key, and come back to n8n. You want to top up like $5, just the minimum amount. And then once you've done that, all you want to do is create a new credential. So click on create new credential here. We'll type in X API key, I believe it is. And then we just want to copy and paste your API key into value. So, and then once you've done that, just hit save and you should be good to go there. I'm just going to double check and actually see that it is X API key. Okay, no, so it's actually authorization. My fault, apologies. Just go back and in this name section, just write authorization and then paste your API key into the value section there, and you should have Kai AI set up. Excuse me. Down here, I'll just explain to you what's going on. You don't really need to touch any of this bit, but we're just calling the text to video Sora 2 API. So the prompt is the video prompt, which is here. The image URLs, we don't actually have an image URL for this one because it's the text to video, but for this example it's just in there, but it doesn't actually matter for this request. Then we've got the aspect ratio and then also the quality. Here we've just got a get HTTP request. So what we're doing here is just making sure that our video is actually generated before we move on. So this will loop back around until our video is generated. So what you want to do in here, again, you just want to come in and just make sure you select the Kai AI authorization that you've just set up for the previous step. You don't need to touch anything else in there. Then moving on, we've just got a wait module. Explains itself really. We're just waiting basically. And then in the code section here, don't worry if this looks confusing. You don't really need to know what it does, but all it's going to be doing is just grabbing the URL out of the response from this HTTP request and then passing that to the update a record field, which we're then going to update with the video URL and the video file. The image to video section works exactly the same. All you want to do to come and get this set up is just click on these HTTP requests and just make sure you've selected your Kai AI authorization. Same again for this get status module, and then that should be good to go there. Then moving on to the actual create post section, we're using a platform called Blotato, I believe it's called, and what that is basically just a software that allows you to easily post across all platforms via their API. So it does cost, I believe it's like $20 a month, but if you're going to be posting content via APIs a lot, then I'd highly recommend, because it just makes it so much easier than having to go through the long processes of setting up apps and stuff in Facebook and Meta Business Suite and all that stuff. So this just skips that step. Head over to Blotato, make your account, and all you need to do is come to settings and just log in here. Log into all your accounts. As simple as that. Again, you then just want to click on the API section and grab your API. I've been logged out here, but there is an API tab next to the account tab. So just get your API key, then come back to n8n, and then all you want to do is just create your credential. And just copy and paste your API key into this section here. Hit save, and then you've got that set up. Then moving on to this YouTube section, again, you just want to make sure that your Blotato account is there. Again, same with the Instagram thing, pretty straightforward there. So let's move back to the Airtable database and see if our video has generated, which it has. Perfect. Let's take a look.
It's endless and beautiful. I could float here forever.
Pretty cool. Again, like the possibilities are endless with this AI video stuff. So you can just play around here and just figure out exactly what you want to make and what sort of style you want to go for. But I'll show you an example of the image to video section now. So I've got this image of a dog. I've basically just given it a prompt, said animate the photo. You could literally say whatever you wanted to it, but in this case I'm just going to keep it like that. And then I'm going to click create image to video because we've got our image here, and then we're going to wait for that to do its thing. One thing that you might actually have to do, so I'll run you through it now because I noticed that I haven't got it here, but that's fine. We'll do that right now. So for this to work, you want to obviously get your API keys. So the template that you can download from the description below, when you come to automations in Airtable, you'll see these sections here will be empty, the webhook URL. So you just want to come and grab your webhook URL. Make sure you grab the production URL and then just paste into the corresponding thing. So you can see here, text to video. I want to copy and paste that text to video webhook and paste it into the text to video action webhook section right there. Same with the image to video, same with the create a post section. So let me do that now. We'll run through this together just so I can show you. Take that, just drop it in there, simple, turn that on. And then just because this isn't going to run for now, I'm just going to add some placeholders in here. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to fire off this webhook, and then we're going to set up the Blotato bit right now and show you all of that. So that's all on. We're going to just approve a post. So that one that we just did, we're going to approve it. It's going to move to the approve tab. Then we're just going to put a date, just so this, a date in the past, just so this ready to post actually changes to post now, which will then fire off that webhook, and it should arrive in Airtable. So let's have a look. So yeah, you can see here that that has just gone through. So let's just come down here, and we're just going to connect this up like this. And then in the media URL section, we're just going to grab our video URL. So you can see here under video, grab that straight into the media URL section there. Then we're just going to click run. That's going to upload to Blotato. And then again, we're going to run this wait module. And then here, we're just going to grab the URL from the upload media section on the left and just drag that into media URLs. For the text, this would be from your copy. So if you were to actually write a post, all you'd want to do then is just run it like we've done it then, and you'll have text pop up. In this case, I'm just going to drag and drop just the file name into here, just to give you an example. So the copy would pop up here. You just grab it and drag it into there. Or you can have a set thing that just says follow me or something like that. Whatever you want, that is completely up to you. We'll do the same for the Instagram section. So the upload media URL, we'll drag it and drop it into the media URLs, and we'll just type follow me in there now for the purpose of this video. So I'm not going to actually post them to my social media account, but that is what you do to get that section set up. Then in here, we're just updating the publish date. So when that posts, it will update the status to published, and it will move into this published section here. So let's go back and see if our video has completed, which it has. Let's take a look at this.
Ready, buddy? Go get it! Good boy, bring it back.
So just like that, we've generated these AI generated videos. You can get really creative with this stuff. As you saw, like, it's super simple to set up this template. So download them from the description below. Get your Kai AI API, drop it into these HTTP modules, get your Airtable connected, get your Blotato API, drop it into the Blotato modules like we've just done, set that up, and you'll be good to go to test this out and start posting to your social media platform. So thank you very much for viewing this video. Hit the subscribe button. I've got some really cool stuff coming out, and yeah, have a great day.